shit, let's not waste any more time. Roll that damn intro. Alright, so obviously Warrior Mobile 2018 is in the record books, and got the phone right here, and gonna waste not too much time, just gonna give it the kickoff, not really say too much about it. But we had Team Kalisto and Team Jugu, like basically Team Kalisto getting the win, and the Revival taking on the club, where the Revival was able to actually surprisingly get the win. So there you have it with that. And we had Bobby Roode for the US title in the open challenge, where we had Mojo Rawley answering the challenge and Bobby Roode retaining there. So that's basically where we had the kickoff. So basically 3 matches there, and yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to the kickoff. So then we get into the main Royal Rumble pay-per-view in itself, where we started things off actually with the WWE title, the 2-on-1 handicap match, where we had AJ Styles taking on Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and it would have been pretty interesting to see how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, how either one of them would have gotten the win, and to see how that outcome was and stuff like that. And they were trying so hard to actually get the championship, but it's kind of weird how things really got to the end there, where there's like a tag going for Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens there, but it didn't really get to, get the full tag. It was like kind of almost like halfway, but somehow they was able to still go about, and AJ Styles was able to win and retain the WWE Championship. So I kind of figured that they would probably have one of the Rumble matches start things off for the Royal Rumble, but they had the WWE title actually get to start things off. So AJ Styles actually retaining this actually cool, so can't go wrong with that. So we'll see what happens with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I know they were pretty much pissed off about not being able to have things go their way, so we'll see what things continue there. Alright, so then we get into one of the tag team matches for the SmackDown Live tag team titles, with the 2 out of 3 falls match, and we already had Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable taking on the Usos. And this one wasn't too bad. It actually took a while to actually get one of the falls in and everything, and where the Usos were looking to retain, and they did. I thought it was going to go to Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. I thought it would have been cool to see that, but unfortunately I guess it wasn't their time, just not right now and everything. So maybe at some point, going into WrestleMania, depending on where things go. And yeah, it's actually an enjoyable match, to say the very least, and something different. We got a 2 out of 3 falls match, so it's pretty interesting to see stipulation 2 out of the tag team division now, that they get more different match types basically, besides having a basic tag team match. So it's actually pretty cool, and a kind of a rare thing to see a stipulation, basically like a 2 out of 3 falls match happening. So there you have it, where the Usos were able to retain, so can't really go too wrong with that. I guess that's fine there. So there you go. Alright, so then we get into one of the main Royal Rumble matches, and it's kind of hard to tell which one I really like the most. It's really hard to say, honestly. I would have to say the women's one, and I will get to that in a little bit for a lot of reasons. And for both the Rumble matches, I won't really say, a whole lot about it, but basically the surprises that we did get, and I do have the list of them, where we had one of the surprises being the NXT champion, Andrade Cien Almas. He had a cool showing, and it would have been actually pretty crazy to see Andrade Cien Almas actually win it and be an NXT champion. So we could have had a champion versus champion match at WrestleMania. So we had him be in the match, where we had the returning Hurricane. That was dope, even though he didn't really last that long, which kind of sucks and a little disappointing. But hey, I guess it is what it is. At least we got to see him. Maybe we'll get to see more of him because we haven't really seen him in a long time for the former longest running cruiserweight champion himself and the Hurricane. Then we had Adam Cole, which is cool, so basically doing double duty from NXT TakeOver, and we had Rey Mysterio, which is dope there, cool seeing him, and I heard the rumors that he's supposed to be coming back and all that, and he did, so who knows what's next for Rey Mysterio. Maybe he'll be back, maybe at a part-time thing, but we'll have to wait and see what's going to be happening there. And then overall, who did get to win? Well, at one point I thought Finn Balor was going to win. That would have been fine since he was looking to get his redemption, his chance again to be Raw Universal Champion. That would have been fine, and it really got nerve-wracking. Holy shit, because there's Finn Balor and Shinsuke and Roman Reigns and John Cena. I didn't want to see another fucking repeat because that would have fucking sucked. But in the end, we had, yes, Shinsuke Nakamura getting the winners between him and Roman Reigns in the end, and Shinsuke was able to get the win, so that was cool, and can't go wrong with that. So now, we're going to see Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34, and that's dope and badass, so cannot complain about that whatsoever. That was awesome, very nerve-wracking end to, and see, you know, everybody else, you know, do their thing in the Royal Rumble match. So the Royal Rumble, definitely one of my favorite pay-per-views, been a part of it before in history and in attendance, so, you know, can't complain about that. From there, we get into the second Tag Team Championship match from Raw, this time for the Raw Tag Team titles, where we had Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins taking on The Bar in this one. And this one, you know, was pretty good for what it was and everything. I know Jason Jordan was dealing with the injury, so it looked like they were basically playing that off and stuff like that, and the frustrations from both Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins, and The Bar just taking control on Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins trying to fight back and keep the titles. So, I heard rumors that we might see Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan at WrestleMania. Doesn't really feel like a WrestleMania match, basically like a Raw match or a pay-per-view match at best. So, I don't think we're going to really get to see that at WrestleMania. Hopefully not. That's just my opinion. But The Bar actually getting back the tag team titles. So, I'm pretty sure this whole thing with Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins was just for a little while. And I know Dean Ambrose was hurt too with his injury, kind of sucked. We didn't get to see him in the Rumble. Same thing with Samoa Joe with his injury and everything. So, yeah, The Bar getting the tag team titles again, you know, don't really have any problems with that. So that's fine that The Bar was able to regain and get back tag team titles. Then, of course, we got the vintage triple threat match for the Raw Universal Championship, where we got Kane, Braun Strowman, and Brock Lesnar. And we had some pretty cool spots. We saw the weapons and everything. Basically, the table spots were pretty insane. And I was hoping Braun Strowman would get the win. I thought that would have been amazing to see Braun Strowman as the Raw Universal Champion going into WrestleMania. But that didn't happen, and Brock Lesnar was able to actually retain. I know, again, we were supposed to probably get Roman and Brock, which I don't want to see that match, since we basically already saw that. So I feel like seeing something new, maybe even Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania, that wouldn't have really too many problems with. So at least, you know, that would be pretty dope to see if that happens or not. So who knows when it comes to that. But Brock Lesnar winning, I guess that's fine, but we won't see him probably for a while, which is the only downfall on that, which I kind of hate sometimes, but it is what it is when it comes to that. And then when we get into the next one, yes, it is the Women's Royal Rumble match. Of course, the women main eventing, and that's fine. And I guess if you can say PRP approved, definitely without a shadow of a doubt. And well, we probably got more surprises in this Women's Royal Rumble match than the men's, and you know, it was pretty simply amazing, and that was working out for sure. And basically was done after a while with a certain moment, which I'll get into. And of course, the surprises, we had Lita, we had Kairi Sane, we had Tori Wilson Molly Holly, which was dope. Seeing all of them and everything. Michelle McCool, I was kind of expecting later, but we didn't get to see her. We only saw Michelle McCool. And Vicky Guerrero, that was awesome. And I know, especially too, when she was around doing her thing, I know everybody basically gave her, boos and everything, but she got a really cool pop from the crowd, so that was something different since I'm used to the boos and everything. So that was really cool and everything to see that. Kelly, we saw Beth Phoenix, the Glamazon, both Bella Twins, and yes, Trish Stratus, who came out at number 30, which is awesome. So I got my Trish Stratus and Mickie James moment, and it was awesome. I felt back, going back to 2006, and I felt like a kid again. No lie, I was done after that, pretty much crying happy tears. So you can see why it would be PRP approved on that. So even though Trish Stratus or Mickie didn't get to win, and they were one of my picks obviously, but Asuka was one of them, and she did win, so that's fine. And Asuka is going to be going to WrestleMania. Pretty sure she's going to face Alexa Bliss. And we also see now that Ronda Rousey made her debut, so maybe she'll face Charlotte Flair. Possibly, who knows? At this point, she was pointing at the WrestleMania sign. She tried to shake Asuka's hand. She refused. So, yeah, I seen a little bit of Ronda Rousey, and I'm trying to get into UFC a little bit more. So I'm trying to watch, some more fights and stuff like that. Kind of do my homework on that. I'm nowhere near an expert and everything. If you want all that, go to Simon, the Duke, guys like that who watch UFC. They got all the stuff there for you, so go check out their channels for the UFC coverage. But yeah, I actually really enjoyed this show, not gonna lie. Definitely one of my favorite pay-per-views for Royal Rumble in itself as a whole. But definitely pretty damn enjoyable. I don't think there's really anything I didn't really like. If it was only like a few things, but that's really about it, and the rest I really enjoyed. So yeah, those are my thoughts. What are your own thoughts on that? I know Boston fan couldn't be here and everything, so maybe we'll get to hang out around maybe the Super Bowl, possibly. I know he's having other stuff going on, so that's understandable for brother Chris on that. And so yeah, probably for the Super Bowl we'll hang out, do something, or WrestleMania, since WrestleMania is kind of like a tradition, or trying to keep it like that. So I know Simon and LeDuc had their reactions most likely since they hang out, so definitely give that a check out, and everybody else too. And yeah, to continue to subscribe and all that in between. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your weekend, your week, and everything else in between. And I'll catch you guys in the next video, whenever the hell that next video may be. The road to WrestleMania is here. What the fuck is gonna happen? Holy shit.